yang dibangkitkan oleh media, rekonsiliasi. Sebab itu istilah, saya percaya istilah Datuk Seri Najib guna rekonsiliasi itu hanya untuk meminjam. Tetapi kempen tidak etika, pilihan raya tidak bersih, siapa yang menang masih dipertikai. Jadi sekarang ini bicara soal jadi ada yang anggapan mengatakan saya ada maklumat ini dan apa yang saya setujui, dan malah saya beritahu Pak Yusof sama ada Datuk Najib tanda tangan atau tidak, saya tidak kira kerana ini saya dah umumkan, umpamanya campaign etika, ini public statement. As far as I'm concerned, as I've clarified in Wall Street Journal article the last few days, what were the parameters agreed upon? One, that we respect the ethical standards of the campaign, which means you don't use the media to demonize, you don't control the media and deny the right of the other party to express themselves, and you don't use for continuous slander. That's number one. Number two, as I've agreed upon and expressed very clearly to Pak Yusof, is that to ensure free and fair elections. The elections must be free and fair. Number three, contingent upon these two earlier agreement, then we must respect the decision, so that the transition of power is smooth. And following that, the victor, the victorious party, will be magnanimous, no witch hunt, and the defeated party would then accept the decision. But it's more pronounced in that situation. Given all these points, then there must be a spirit of bringing the nation together in this new reconciliation. If that is the context, why do then you say about reneging the agreement? Doesn't arise. Because number one, there was never, unless someone here would tell me, yes, the campaign was, the media was free, and no ethical standards were observed. Number two, that the electoral process was free and fair. The entire discourse now is about fraud and mass rigging. Jadi itu saja penjelasan.
So, in the sense like you have never actually met Najib per se, but you have expressed this to the Najib or Pak Yusof.
Yeah, Pak Yusof met Najib, met me separately many times. Prior to nominations, after nominations, after elections. Of course, he has this motive of trying to get the two parties together. All right? And I think I'm not questioning his intention, but these were the parameters agreed upon.
But the Prime Minister says you lied and you broke the promise. Do you agree with that? And
Well, the Prime Minister is the last person who will be talking about lying after cheating the elections, after robbing the elections from the people, after having no courage at all to honor his commitment in terms of ethical standards in the campaign, after having no courage in ensuring a fair free elections. And he talks about lying. I mean, and he controls the media, as before and now. By suggesting that alone and not allowing me to have my say is enough evidence to show how fraudulent what the process is and how hypocritical is Najib when it comes to this. I mean, if you are true to say this, but this is what I believe is, let Anwar have his say. Before, during, and after the elections, nothing has changed in this country. All right? Okay.
So, in another word, you were not the one who break the contract.
Ya, yang langgar kontrak daripada awal, yang tidak menjalankan campaign mengikut etika. Yang langgar kontrak yang kedua ialah yang menipu dalam pilihan raya. Yang langgar kontrak yang ketiga ialah yang merompak daripada rakyat pilihan raya.
I think what she's referring to is the contract that you had with Najib regarding the post-election, how the landscape should be like. Is it possible for you to share with us how concrete was that deal? Exactly what were you trying to broker? What sort of peaceful terms were you trying to negotiate?
No, I think the concern expressed by Pak Yusuf initially is he always cited example. Look at Bangladesh. Prime Minister, the moment he's defeated, sent to jail. Look at South Korea. Look at Taiwan. He cites almost every single Asian country. He says it's not healthy. It's not a zero-sum game. Winners takes all and losers loses everything, including his or her personal freedom. And of course I share that because I've been saying publicly, malice towards none, I'm not going on a witch hunt. I've even forgiven my mother of all people. My God. But that's what I meant, and I stand by it.
So was it a physical contract signed or is it just a verbal agreement?
No, initially it was verbal, but I told Pak Yusuf, I said, look, I don't want to be like Najib because Najib will come giving all sorts of assurance. He talks about best democracy, freest elections, one Malaysia, doesn't honor him. So I told Pak Yusuf, I don't want to be treated in that category. If I agree on ethical standards, I will sign. If I agree on free fair elections, I will sign. I will agree on peaceful transition and also no malice and in the spirit of reconciliation. I was prepared to sign it and I signed alone. I mean, because Najib did not.
So you were the only signatory to that?
Yes, no, of course, but that was after because when Najib said no, Pak Yusuf came to me. I said, yes. And there's a difference here. You see, there was a document crafted by them. Both of us agreed. Najib refused to sign because he said, people may think this and that, whatever. I said, no. To me, you talk about ethical standards, free elections. I am prepared to sign, so I did.
So by as far as you know, Najib never signed that?
No, he did not. In fact, before I signed it, Pak Yusuf went to him and he said no. But I said no, notwithstanding, I'll sign my part of the deal.
So the contract was about ethical elections and not about power sharing?
No, nothing about unity government or power sharing, nothing of that sort. What was mainly said was ethical standard, free elections, and peaceful transformation, and in the spirit of reconciliation during the transition. No issue about sharing power. I'm not going beyond that. If Pak Yusuf chooses to say more, then I will have to then respond accordingly.
Since Najib did not sign it, would it mean you're not legally bound to this contract?
Of course I'm not. I mean, there's no contract. I mean, there's a contract that I signed, and there's never, well, Najib said he agreed. He's a man of honor, but he dare not. As usual, this is the Prime Minister who has no courage even to sign what he agreed. Yeah. Okay, terima kasih banyak.
When was it signed? Can you remember specifically?
Before the, I think before nomination, I can't remember exactly.
Before nomination. So you consider yourself like released from the contract because firstly you didn't sign the
Yeah.
Secondly, you're not challenging the
Firstly, there's no contract. Secondly, there was no, the Prime Minister was never agreed upon or never executed.
And the conditions you
Now you want to say, well, you lost the election, please accept that.